안녕하세요. 최근 환율 상승으로 달러 자산에 대한 투자자 관심이 확대되고 있습니다. 이에 따라 글로벌 투자자들이 초단기 미국채 ETF, 특히 이 분야의 대표 지수인 ICE 3개월 이하 미국채 지수 GATX에 대한 주목도도 높아지고 있습니다. 국내에서는 해당 지수를 추종하는 타이거 미국 달러 초단기 국채 3개월 이하 ETF가 인기를 얻고 있습니다. 오늘은 GATX 지수의 제공자인 ICE의 아태지역 지수 세일즈 총괄 알렉스 피스콜스 이사님과 해당 ETF를 운용하는 미래에셋 자산운용 채권 ETF 운용본부의 김휘겸 선임 매니저를 모셨습니다. Hello Alex, thank you for waiting. It's great to have you with us today. I think we can start with a simple question. Can you please explain a bit more about the ICE indexes?
안녕하세요. Very nice to meet you. Thank you very much for having me today. I wanted to start by sharing some background on ICE and who we are. ICE is a global provider of financial technology and data services across major asset classes. ICE operates futures, equities and option exchanges, including the iconic New York Stock Exchange. At ICE Data Services, our role is to design and maintain rules-based benchmarks that measure a wide range of global markets, from equities and fixed income to commodities and ESG themes. Our index families cover thousands of securities across multiple asset classes, backed by robust governance, independent oversight, and deep market expertise.
Thank you for that. So what kind of index is GATX? Could you explain the methodology in more detail?
Yes, of course. So GATX is an index composed of US Treasuries with a remaining maturity of 3 months or less. The exact name of the index is ICE 0 to 3 month US Treasury Securities Index. These ultra short-term securities typically experience limited sensitivity to interest rate movements. It focuses on a highly liquid segment of the Treasury curve, which helps ensure that the index is based on instruments that trade frequently and in significant volume. The index is market value weighted using the outstanding amount of each eligible security. This ensures that securities with a larger share of the market are proportionally represented. Overall, the index is built to follow a transparent, rules-based methodology aiming to provide a consistent measure of the US Treasury market's shortest maturity segment.
So it's a market value weighted index centered on ultra short-term US T-bills. A product tracking such an index would certainly have strength in both stability and liquidity. We hear that global wealthy individuals are increasing their dollar assets and utilizing ultra short-term Treasury ETFs like SGOV. Why is the combination of dollar and ultra short-term Treasury ETF being chosen?
The dollar is the center of global liquidity and a preferred currency, especially during crises. However, holding physical cash may carry a high opportunity cost, depending on the interest rate environment. Ultra short-term treasuries target that middle ground. They allow for higher returns than cash by reflecting short-term rates while aiming to minimize price volatility. While portfolio weightings vary by policy, institutions and wealthy individuals strategically adjust their cash equivalent holdings based on market volatility, interest rates, and the valuation of opportunity assets. This allocation often grows during periods of high uncertainty or while waiting for investment opportunities, and ultra short-term Treasury ETFs are frequently chosen as the vehicle.
Now let's move on to TIGER ETF side. A BlackRock ETF benchmarked to GATX, well known under the name of SGOV, became the first ultra short-term bond ETF to exceed 50 billion in AUM in 2025. And this suggests a significant investor demand for cash alternatives. Can you share any thoughts on this?
Indeed, we are seeing demands for cash-like assets growing. The AUM of SGOV surpassing $50 billion is one of them. Berkshire Hathaway is also known to maintain a significant investment in short-term US bill based on the philosophy of managing the idle funds to seize opportunities at any time in the safest and most liquid way. In fact, Berkshire was reported to be the largest private holder of US T-bills as of 2025.
I see. And Korean investors have also shown great interest in an ETF like SGOV. The TIGER US Cash 0-3-month Treasury Securities ETF, listed by Mura Asset in Korean market, is receiving significant attention. What was the background for launching this product, and why did you choose to benchmark to GATX in the form of a domestic listing?
Well, as you mentioned, Korean investors are very market forward. Even before we launched the Tiger product, a significant number of people were already investing in SGOV in the US market. But the main pain point was inconvenience. Personally, I myself have tried investing in the US market at night and found the process of currency exchange, monitoring the market after 10:30 p.m. and placing orders and so on to be somewhat cumbersome. We launched this product to maintain the benchmark of GATX while allowing domestic investors to invest conveniently during the Korean stock market hours.
And since 2020, there has been a lot of talk about the growth of the ultra short-term market, particularly T-bills, money markets, and ultra short-term Treasury ETFs. What do you see as the background and significance of this market growth?
Well, with market uncertainty expanding since 2020, investors began actively seeking assets where they could wait safely in the short term. On top of this, interest rates rose rapidly after 2022, which means cash equivalent assets became capable of generating meaningful returns. This trend is linked to the rapid growth of products like SGOV in the US. Short duration strategy is particularly suitable for the current market due to high interest rate volatility. For instance, capital outflow triggered by yen carry trade unwind is one of the biggest concerns of the market recently. If the Bank of Japan raises rates and yen carry trade funds exit the US Treasury market, it could put upward pressure on rates. However, in the short-term market, valuation losses from rising rates are minimal, while carry returns can actually expand as market rates rise.
I think for the following questions, it will be great to get short comments from both ICE and TIGER ETF. What does global demand for short-term US Treasury indices such as GATX look like?
So, demand for such indices and the ETFs that benchmark to them can be divided into three groups of clients with different use cases. First, US individual investors. There's a growing demand to manage cash through high liquidity ETFs that reflect short-term rates rather than leaving it in savings accounts. Two, US institutions and corporate treasury teams. They use T-bills and ultra short-term ETFs for short-term operations and liquidity management. Third, overseas investors. They choose ultra short-term US Treasuries with the aim of securing US dollar exposure while minimizing risk.
Well, as mentioned, we sensed this trend early in Korea and there was a rapid inflow into SGOV. While the stability of the underlying index represents the appeal of the US ultra short-term market itself, the convenience of the ETF format served as a tool for individual investors to participate, allowing the entire market to grow even faster.
Thank you for that. And for our last question of the day, there is a misconception that since it's a cash alternative, it's unconditionally safe. Can you actually walk us through any precautions which investors should be aware of?
Well, firstly, while the price volatility of the index may be very low, it's not zero. Second, as with any index, there are a number of ways to benchmark and gain exposure to it via products. It's important to not just focus on the underlying index, but also the means of exposure that a specific benchmark product may be delivering.
Well, for Korean investors, there is one more. Of course, exchange rate fluctuation can affect performance. Obviously, this can also lead to additional returns if the exchange rate is low at the time of entry.
Through today's discussion, we were able to review how ultra short-term US Treasury ETFs are being used strategically in the global investment landscape beyond their traditional role as a simple cash management tools. The transparency and stability offered by ICE GATX index, combined with the convenience and accessibility of ETFs built on it, appears to be providing investors with a practical option in an environment marked by elevated market volatility. 네, 오늘 나누었던 내용들을 다시 한번 간략하게 요약하자면 첫째, 타이거 미국 초단기 3개월 이하 국채 ETF는 GATX 지수를 추종하는 한국에서 가장 크고 유일한 ETF로 한국에 상장된 대표적인 달러 초단기 유동성 관리 ETF라는 점. 둘째, 미국 초단기 국채 시장은 포트폴리오 내에서 달러의 비중을 관리하는 데 전 세계적으로 활용되는 자산군이라는 점. 셋째, 현재 시장은 이 자산군에 유리한 조건을 제공하고 있지만 국내 투자자들은 환율 변동을 고려해서 전략적으로 투자해야 한다는 점을 알아볼 수 있었습니다. 오늘 함께 해주신 아이스와 타이거 ETF에 다시 한번 감사드립니다. Thank you, Alex. 선인이 감사드립니다.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Aaron.
much. Thank you very much.